The Providence Journal has a curious report out this week that I wanted to share with you. Tom Perez, former U.S. Labor Secretary, to teach at Brown. Tom Perez, chairman of the Democratic National Committee and former U.S. Labor Secretary under President Barack Obama, will join Brown University as a senior fellow at the Watson Institute for International and Public Affairs, the university has announced. Perez is not leaving his position with the DNC, according to spokeswomen from Brown and the DNC. Perez, a 1983 Brown graduate, will work with students, faculty, and others, sharing insight and knowledge gained from the years he served as a member of President Obama's administration, as well as his time spent as a local organizer. Perez will lead a study group called Governance and Leadership in Challenging Times, and it will feature speakers including Dennis McDonough, Obama's former chief of staff, Rhode Island Governor Gina Raimondo, Michael Steele, former chairman of the Republican National Committee, and others. Quote, "It's a great honor to welcome Brown graduate Tom Perez to Watson this fall," said Watson Institute Director Edward Steinfeld. He brings vast experience in local and national politics and will undoubtedly help all of us, students and faculty alike, apply theory and research to real-world challenges. What an extraordinary opportunity for all of us to learn from Tom and the numerous guests he'll bring to campus from across the political spectrum. The dude is the head of the DNC. The Democratic Party is in full-blown crisis and civil war. And he's getting a side gig as a teacher. It's not only that leading the DNC is a full-time job, it is the most full-time of full-time jobs. This shit ain't something you spend a couple hours on a day and then you move on. You got a lot of fucking work to do, dog. He's like, no, I'm gonna go be a teacher. And then also, oh my God, the irony of what he's going to teach. Governance and leadership in challenging times. What the fuck would you know about that? So you took over the DNC at a time of crisis, when it was proven that the DNC rigged the primary against the populist left candidate Bernie Sanders and for the establishment candidate Hillary Clinton. You won in a very suspicious way because you didn't have the numbers behind you. You didn't have the people behind you. It was Keith Ellison, the representative of the Bernie wing, who had the people behind him. So you won in a questionable circumstance. And then since you've taken over, the fundraising for the DNC is abysmal. I mean, we covered it. It's a story. It's that bad. Because the big money donors are like, we just got burned on Hillary Clinton and we don't want to waste money. And then small money donors are like, why the fuck would I give money to the DNC when, we wanted to invest financially, but also with our hopes and dreams into a candidate who's for Medicare for all and free college and a living wage, a guy like Bernie Sanders, and you stabbed us in the fucking back. So fundraising is lagging, the DNC's still broken, the Democratic Party's broken, and Tom Perez is like, I got time, I'm going to go do, a teaching gig. Guys, they're not serious people. These aren't serious people. He's more about himself than he is about the ideas that the Democratic Party is supposed to represent. Those ideas, of course, being what I just outlined. Living wage, single payer, free college, end the wars, end the drug war, tax the rich, the list goes on and on. Infrastructure deal. So, what a loser he is. And they don't really care, man. They don't really care. The DNC, the Democrats, they would rather, people like Tom Perez would rather be employed with permanent losses from the Democrats. Democratic strategists would rather be employed while there are permanent losses with the Democrats than have a guy like Bernie Sanders win. If a guy like Bernie Sanders wins, what happens? He's going to clean house. He's going to say all these old, stale, neoliberal corporatists and your dead ideas that has driven this party off a cliff, you're gone. All the strategists who were wrong every step of the way. We lost 1,000 seats under Barack Obama. And we're supposed to still have these same strategists in place when they've proven they don't know how to do the one fucking job, which is their job. So Bernie would clean house, the populist left would clean house, but the Democratic Party would rather keep losing and stay employed than win and change guard. So, Jesus, man, it's bad. The situation is bad. And I think what's most frustrating is they ain't trying to fix it. They're not. The only people really trying to fix it, Justice Democrats, the group that I'm one of the co-founders of, and that you guys have done such a great job busting ass and doing hard work to try to push the proper policies for. We're the people trying to fix it because we're the ones who say, no, we're going to purge the party of the neoliberals and the Republican light folks and the corporatists and the status quo and the establishment. That's the only way the Democratic Party maintains viability. Because it turns out when you give people the option between Republican and Republican light, they always go with the Republican. When you give people the option of populist left versus Republican, they're going to go populist left. So we're the only ones trying to actually reform the Democratic Party in a way that makes sense. And we have more allies outside the Democratic Party than within the Democratic Party because we see how broken the system is. We see how broken the party is. In a time like this, for the head of the DNC to go take a side gig teaching, what does that show? It shows you that in his mind, it's all good. It's all good. Hey, I, the old guard of the Democratic Party that agrees more with Hillary Clinton than Bernie Sanders, I am still in control. You know? So where's the problem here? Where's the problem? I'm still in control. Hillary's dropping hints left and right that she's going to try to run again in 2020. So as long as we're still in power, fuck it. Everything else is fine. No, it's not fine because people are being absolutely obliterated and destroyed by the horrific decisions of Donald Trump and the Republicans. And the answer isn't to half agree with them and do somewhat shitty policies like you guys want to do. The answer is to oppose them and fight for the right ideas.